Hey guys, Rominating Reaper here. So I've got done watching The Instigators on Apple TV Plus. This is a new film from Doug Liman, who of course just this year brought us the Roadhouse remake with Jake Gyllenhaal. That was a enjoyable film, and I am looking forward to seeing the sequel, which is in development. What's interesting about this one is that I just didn't hear anything about its existence at all until like sometime last month when the poster randomly appeared on my Reddit feed. That's how it is at this point, to be honest. These streaming services don't really promote their exclusive movies because, they're designed to be randomly clicked on while browsing the homepage. But, yeah, that's the way the industry is now, I guess. But is this more disposable streaming service fodder, or is it actually a good, entertaining film? Let's find out. So the film follows Rory, a troubled ex-Marine who one day finds himself reluctantly partnered with motor-mouthed ex-con Cobby. The two are partnered up to take part in a heist at which they plan to rob Boston Mayor Michelli's safe on the day of his election night party. And Rory, seeing this as an opportunity to potentially pay off his child support, he agrees to go along. However, the job ends up going very wrong, and one of the crew is shot dead, and so Rory and Cobby find themselves on the run with Boston police, a special ops man, and even the crime bosses that hired them after them. So, look, after Borderlands, I was just looking for something, like just something that would reasonably entertain me, like just something breezy and like easy viewing. Just anything would be an absolute godsend. And so, yeah, obviously, I'm not exactly one that has too high expectations for any of these streaming movies at this point. I'm expecting nothing more than just breezy, disposable entertainment at this point. So obviously, clicked on this, and most of my surprise, it was actually a decent film. It's nothing that's going to stay with me in the long run, but for what it is, it reasonably entertained me. Obviously, sort of the appeal of heist movies like this is they're very tightly paced and very slick. You're watching these cool criminal masterminds stay ahead of the game. And this, by design, is not that because these two idiots that we're following can barely put one foot in front of themselves without tripping up and causing some kind of mess. But that's sort of the fun, is watching these two who are way out of their depth work themselves out of various different scrapes. It's pretty entertaining stuff. And obviously it doesn't have the sort of tight pace and urgency that would make this an instant great of the genre, but it's got a fairly laid back pace that, ensures that it is a fairly breezy and likable caper overall. I mean, obviously, it is carried along wonderfully by the central pairing of Matt Damon as Rory and Casey Affleck as Cobby. Rory is very much the straight man of the pair. He never laughs or really smiles much, but he also has some troubles going beneath the surface in a mental health thread that doesn't go anywhere near as deep as it should. While he's very much played off with Cobby, who's this fast talking motor mouth who's constantly firing off zingers. Very much any dead air is awkward to Cobby, and so he constantly has to fill it. Yeah, they are a very interesting mismatched pair, and their little bickerings and squabblings and banter does actually deliver some proper laughs. Is it enough to pass the six laugh test? Just about, but it's the little chuckles in between that sort of make it worth it. In fact, yeah, if there is any reason I would give to watch this movie, it's these two. They are great. And they're joined by a big ensemble, a surprisingly stacked cast list, actually. Like, yeah, you've got the likes of Hong Chow as Rory's therapist in a fairly funny hostage bit. You've also got like Michael Stolberg and Alfred Molina as the bosses that hire Rory and Cobby in the first place. And you've got Paul Walter Hauser as an idiot that to hire to clean up Rory and Cobby's mess. You got Ving Rhames as a very efficient and professional special ops man. And Ron Perlman as the corrupt mayor who, gets increasingly shouty and angry and desperate, And, you've got Toby Jones as his complicit lawyer, Alan. Yeah, a very stacked ensemble of, big stars in small but memorable roles. And, obviously in terms of like cinematography, editing, etc., etc., it's really nothing special, it's fairly, basic stuff. Although there are some kind of nice views of Boston at nighttime throughout. But really where it kicks into gear is in the action, and you can see Doug Liman's sort of journeyman flair really kick in. There's some really fun action set pieces here, which are very entertaining and actually do feature plenty of real car stunts. A nice change of pace from your CGI heavy streaming slop. Yeah, you got some like POV shots in there that give it some energy. They're fairly entertaining overall. You got a couple standouts, including a big car chase involving basically the whole Boston police set to downtown. A very fun scene, and there's even a chase involving a fire engine towards the end. It's there. The action here, yeah, is very entertaining overall. Now, obviously, narratively speaking, this is really nothing special. It's nothing particularly deep. In fact, I imagine you'll probably see exactly how it's gonna go. Like, let's be real, obviously the characters and their bond, you can very much tell the directions they'll take. And again, it's got a little mental health thing in here, which is kind of interesting, but doesn't really go as deep as you might expect it to. Yeah, it's fairly safe overall, but even with how predictable it is, yeah, I gotta admit, there were moments here I actually did smile, and I kind of enjoyed the big payoffs for these characters, and it did leave me satisfied overall. And yeah, overall, the Instigators, it's nothing special, I will admit. It's nothing that's going to really register with me in the long term, but but in the moment, yeah, it's a fairly likable, reasonably entertaining film that, there are worse options in terms of the vast streaming marketplace, because this sort of does exactly what it says on the tin and should roughly satisfy because of that. And yeah, overall, the Instigators, out of 10, I'm gonna give it a 6. I think that's fair. And yeah, let me know down in the comments, have you seen The Instigators? What did you think of it? What's your favourite heist film? What's your favourite film directed by Doug Liman? And would you like to see Matt Damon and Casey Affleck paired together in more films like this in the future? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.